Welcome to another edition of Tracks and Tactics. Feels like it's been a while since this over. It's been full.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's been up and down. There's been three of us here, three of us that week. But for the first time, 4 members, 1 off screen, 5 in the room. We're doing it. Let's start on the left. Who's here this week?
On the left, all the way to the left, myself, Mr. Robert Bruce, Mr. Breakfast. You know, we wake up early in the mornings, we go get it. Rise and shine, rise and grind.
It's a different song.
Come on. Yeah, and to the right of him.
I ain't sauced up like Rob, but I'm grey. You know, behind the camera.
And to the right of him.
Myself, Alex Bass, Mr. Reloaded. We're back in action. You already know TNT, ready to strike. Listen,
Reloaded.
we're gassed up this year, yeah? You see it this season, full steam ahead, yeah?
Okay.
Running through them.
And myself, Big Screw Up, a.k.a. Scullivan LaFleur, a.k.a. Big Screw Wizzy, a.k.a. Too Many a.k.a.s. Once again.
I don't know what that was.
School.
What was that one?
See, that's a good man, the ad-libs, bro. That's the energy
what
we
was
want,
that
bro.
ad-lib?
Oh my days.
Hey, we're upside.
Hey, listen, let's start with a Premier League roundup of last week. Because as you all know, TNT watchers, listeners, some of you might know, who knows, you might not be from this country, you might not be paying attention. The Queen of England passed away this week, Queen Elizabeth.
The second.
The Queen Elizabeth
Her Majesty.
II, you're right, yeah, Her Majesty. And that means
That's
there is
great,
no
it's
Premier League football for 2 weeks.
peak.
Rest in peace to the Queen.
Lizzie.
Yeah, no more Stay Flea get Lizzie, no more chasing Lizzie.
I know, but...
Stay free, got Charlie.
Yo, chasing Chucky, bro. We chasing Chucky.
Chasing Chucks.
None of that sounds good, man.
Hey, pause. However, yeah, that means it's a 2-week Premier League break. And I think...
Is it
first of
confirmed
all,
2 weeks? No.
Allegedly, and I want to say that's super unfair
I don't
because
think
everything
so.
continues.
I slightly don't think it will be 2 weeks. I think they will bring it back this weekend, coming, because slightly because there's literally no time. There's no time. There's literally no. We were already going to play
season,
every
innit?
Thursday and every Sunday, so I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And also, it's like cricket continued. That played this weekend.
What English cricket?
Yeah. They played in
Rugby,
England as well.
Yes,
But do you know why they cancelled football? Did you see the report? The report said that they felt like some football fans wouldn't respect the silence and you know what? I hear it, but is that enough to cancel the whole weekend of football?
Also, you can't really tell people how to feel.
Yeah.
Like, you can't cancel the sporting event because you feel that the people going to the event won't react in the way that
Respect
you
it,
want.
yeah.
Like,
It's mad.
surely that participation is voluntary.
Yeah.
And I think to allow all the things like cricket and rugby to continue, it just shows what they really think of working class sport, because obviously football is the only working class sport there. And like in other places, obviously the sport continues. So we're just lagging behind because we know there's a World Cup coming. We know there's like going to be breaks. It's going to be hard. Like you said, fixture congestion. Yeah. All
So I reckon it's down to the footballing body.
It is.
How they want to mark their respect in it.
Yeah, it is.
And they didn't trust.
Liz Truss said,
the Evans,
well,
yeah.
government said that, like, literally, it's up to you. Football can go ahead, but it's up to you whether or not.
Because European football's still going ahead.
Yes, they're literally, we're going to play on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's football.
That's
And then
interesting.
I think it was half because I think like, wasn't it UEFA? Somebody said, not UEFA, sorry, but the FA I think said, yeah, it can go ahead if you want. We'd up to you. And then everyone else was shook and they was like, nah, let's not.
Yeah.
Which is
But
it's silly. But that actually kicks off the first question I want to ask, because that means with international break, there's potentially 4 weeks of no Premier League football. What teams do you think benefit the most from that?
I'll go first. I think a month of football, and it's going to be a strange one, but Chelsea benefit the most. New manager, he's going to have a month. It's basically a pre-season with his new team. Get his new ideas in, his new ideologies. So I reckon Chelsea will be one of the ones to benefit the most from having this break.
I agree. That's actually my pick I was going to give.
I think Liverpool, just because they got injuries and stuff, so they'll probably be able to, recoup and just...
Yeah, a little bounce back.
Yeah, a little bounce back.
I'll definitely say Arsenal, because I feel like, obviously they had a 5 on a bounce and then it was ended. And then, so obviously I feel like they have a lot of injuries. Like they would say, some Arsenal fans would say they lost because of injuries. So like accumulation of injuries. I feel like Arsenal will benefit. I would pick Chelsea as well, but you see their mud, it's a bit of a different mud. So I kind of feel like Arsenal they'll get back a lot of guys, quite a few guys in a month, because a lot of guys are not going World Cup, didn't get picked for international because they have so many injuries already. So I feel like Arsenal will benefit.
I'll flip it for Arsenal. I feel like they were running on quality and momentum. And now the momentum, you end on a loss and then you're going to have to rear up again.
Slightly, I don't think it's going to be that crazy because, like I said earlier, they, in Arsenal's head, in my opinion, from what I've listened to, they have a few excuses as to why they lost. So, like, it's like, they don't feel like, oh, we were bad. Oh, my God, this is so mad. It's like, we should have won. Like, we didn't win, but we should have won and we're better than them. And next time, 9 times out of 10, we beat them. That's how they're thinking.
But I think the pressure of being on top will add onto it.
It's only.
them.
I think Rob's talking at 8.
What? You think what? No, I think honestly, you know me, Arsenal. I really appreciate what Arsenal are doing this year. I feel like we're finally seeing the seeds that Arteta set when he first joined, and I told everyone, give him time. He's got a plan. He's got whatnot, and we're seeing it now.
And that's why I think the break won't affect us, because I think, like you're saying, Chelsea and Liverpool. No, sorry, Chelsea, and I think my pick will probably be United because you needed to get more time with Ten Hag, right? Like his ideologies are also starting to come through. So you two will benefit for that reason. Is the reason why I think Arsenal, we will benefit, but the break won't be as detrimental as you're saying. Because like Alex is saying, we've got our ideas now, like we know what we're doing. And because the season started and they've seen it's worked, it's not like the season started, and like it's not been working. Yeah. The season started and what he's saying has worked. So the players are gonna go away. Like he's saying, not a lot of them are going international break. They've got 1 month. They're thinking, wow, this thing's working. Like what's he saying in training? Like they're doing the free kick things that Carlos is saying every week. It's banging off. They're getting goals from it. Like, they're gonna be training and thinking, yeah, this stuff works. Like it's not. Like, I think, yes, momentum obviously helps every single team. But I also think they're not like City where they're going to have a lull because City have won so much, they don't take the Prem seriously until the last few weeks. Because they don't take seriously till they have to win. And they're not like a team that's stuck in the mud like an Everton or a Villa and you're trying to desperately get wins. We're just like a team that wants to win and we can see the ideas are working. So I think... Yeah, I kind of agree with Alex. I think the break will do us some good. Like, definitely.
Who's going away for international from Arsenal?
None of our players. Except Saka, I think maybe.
So Martinelli didn't get called up?
I don't think Ben White got called up.
Martinelli Partey didn't get called up?
None of the Brazilian players got called up. Partey's injured.
Partey's injured.
Why? What?
Yep.
Yeah, but he's going to be back by a month's time.
That's what I'm saying. So all of our players who would have gone, so obviously the Brazilian not
even Shevchenko?
Not one of them. Not one of them. Zinchenko.
Zinchenko. I call him Shevchenko like that's right. My bad.
It's international friendlies, isn't it? So I don't know if Ukraine are playing, because I haven't seen that. Maybe he would have, but even still, he was kind of injured as well, innit? He only played.
Odegaard's not going.
We don't know. Well, I think Norway are playing. I'm not sure, mate, because they're not going World Cup, so they probably will play.
Because it's the United Nations thing now, isn't it?
What's it called?
UEFA Nations.
Yeah, Nations League.
Nations League.
We'll see, because he was also like an injury doubt as well, wasn't it, last week? Who
Norway?
Ukraine.
Oh, so they are playing, yeah.
I wonder if Tierney's gonna go. Let's see.
If fucks maybe,
I think generally the break will do us some good. But I agree with everyone who you guys said. I think you're all very right. I think Chelsea definitely the most. They needed a new coach. I think Potter is a guy. Let's talk about that, actually. How do you not feel about the Tuchel sacking? Do you think it was the right time?
I think it's harsh. I think the timing's harsh. I think it is harsh. But I feel like if the reports are true and he wasn't getting along with the new establishment, he's got to go. And remember, he was the last piece from Abramovich era. And I feel like it was almost like they were willing to be like, okay, you're their guy, but we'll come in. You've made it work. You've won a Champions League. You've won a Super Cup. You've won one less important trophy than Klopp, in essence. So you're onto something, I guess. So obviously, maybe a few senior players, senior fringe players felt away, and they went to management because the way it was done felt like they had been talking to Potter because Potter was on leaving immediately. Like there wasn't, he has doubts, and no. It was, I'm there. He came to London, signed a contract. You know what I'm saying? So, and some of the signings that are in there, I mean, that got bought was the only one, what I would say was a Tuchel signing, was Oba. Apart from that,
Didn't Sterling come because he wanted to play with Tuchel though?
Yeah, but it was more of a I need to go
wanted-
somewhere.
yeah,
Like,
and
Chelsea's the
that's
highest
it.
profile
Yeah.
kind of money. Everything makes
Without
sense.
him going abroad,
London.
he's obviously got youth.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, for Graham Potter, because I was looking at it like he was building something at Brighton, but
Yeah, I
the
thought you'd say
opportunity to manage a top 5 club is not actually as frequent as what people think.
Why'd you
innit?
say 5? Who did you knock out?
Or what am I to say? Top 6?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna say top 4, but
Yeah.
like even
they're a
the
bit
opportunity
shaky.
to
Yeah.
manage a top 6 club. In fact, like if we
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at it,
But
Manchester United have been the most
he said no to
shaky.
Spurs.
He said no to Spurs.
Yeah. They actually picked him before Conte.
Yeah, but he knew their project isn't as stable as like a Chelsea new owners. He didn't know Chelsea were going to get new owners and they're going to be American.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But he thought
Chelsea's
I'm going
still
to
a
wait.
different caliber to Spurs. Like,
Yeah.
you could turn down Spurs.
100%.
He was. I'm sure Graham Potter was willing to wait till the end of the next season to leave. I'm sure of it.
That's what I think. But I think on Tuchel's side, I do think it's harsh. Only because, you've given him the preseason, you give him the start of the season. Bringing a new manager, first of all, it's harsh on Potter, because even though it's only 6 games is still like a sixth of the season maybe?
Yeah,
like,
when you
you're
say
still
that.
part of the way through the season. So he still has to adjust.
32 games left, by the way.
Bro, and like with Tuchel, it's like if you were having doubts before the season started, even if it's a day before the season started, you should sack him then. Don't let him get into the flow and then be like,
But you know what it is, like, especially with these trigger happy sort of owners that sack their managers, results literally determine it. So if he's winning 2 games, you're thinking, this is my guy for the next year. He loses 2, we're getting rid of him. Like, the margins are so fine with that. So I don't even think the owner knew he was going to sack him until things went the way it was. And I think also getting someone like Potter in, the owner's probably thinking he can control him a little bit more. You can't really talk to Tuchel because of his history and whatnot. But someone like Potter, you can have more of a say. You can go and sign Ronaldo and say, I'm bringing this guy. Potter can't say nothing.
No, but apparently Tuchel was even airing them on WhatsApp. Like, so it was like, you really can't chat to Tuchel. Like,
That's funny.
Potter, he's got the credentials, in my opinion, to manage a Chelsea Chelsea-esque club.
You might know that I'm a fan of Potter. I do think the jump was quick considering his journey so far. I would have loved to see him, and we talked about this in the chat, so I was saying to Alex that I wanted him to go to Villa and Everton, and obviously Brighton finished higher than them both last season, but the reason why I'm saying that is we've never seen Potter with a budget. Everything Potter's been at, he was at Ghana Women's, Ostersons, Swansea, and then flipping Brighton. Like, he's never had a lot of money to play with, and I wanted him to go to a team that isn't necessarily much better than Brighton, but has a lot of budget to see how far he could take it. And I feel like if Potter had gone to Villa instead of Gerrard, we would be seeing these players get maximised in a very different way. Like, I think they would be knocking on top 6 doors in the same way West Ham and Leicester were 2 seasons ago.
But he's a project manager. So when I say that, sorry to cut you, but I feel like he's a project manager in terms of he wouldn't go to a club just because they have money. He'll go to a club that has prospects of that align with his goals. Like, I don't see Potter doing 2-3 years at any club. Like, minimum 5, 6, 7.
You say that, but he just did 2 at Brighton.
No. But that's because I think he was using them as a ladder.
Yeah.
But really and truly, look, he took his whole team with him. That's indicative of someone that is like, okay,
He wants to stick
We're
with
here
it.
now.
we're here, we've
we're
arrived.
here now.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I just would have loved him to have because he's still quite young for a manager. He's only 2 years old now. He's like 43, 44, and I would love to have seen him take the time, just because I don't want there to be any doubts in Chelsea's mind, especially the owner's mind, of like, did I hire the right guy? So if it doesn't go perfectly this season, I don't want Ted to turn around and be like, well, maybe it's because he hasn't got the experience. I gotta let him go. I don't want him to be done. I told you guys, I'm still stung from how United did Moyes. I think Moyes is very much a project manager and does well when he's given the time. And I think there's a lot of managers like that. There is your Tuchels and your Contes who come in, instant impact. Yeah. Even like a Pep, I would say Pep can have an instant impact. But then you got your Klopps, and then obviously he's not the same realm, but like an Arteta, who's clearly a project manager, a Potter, somebody who comes in and they need 18 months to
Before we
make
can start seeing what's good. Yeah. But do you get that luxury at Chelsea? I don't know if it's
This
new
is the
ownership.
question.
Nah.
Well, Ted's saying that's what he wants, innit? And that's what he's implemented in his baseball team. But will he do it in football? I kind of feel like the thing with Todd Boehly, he kind of seems like a manager who looks at Twitter and listens to fans. And listening to fans is all good, yeah, but it's never taking in too many opinions is actually never good. Like, it's all right to listen and to know what people
Don't
say.
you think that's an American thing though?
Maybe, but you can't take in too much opinion because too many voices are going to make you indecisive and not know what you're doing, and you're going to move too fast. Whereas if you're kind of just like, oh yeah, this is my decision, I'm sticking to it, whether right or wrong, and you bear the cost of that, at least you know when stuff goes wrong, it's my fault. When you're listening to fans, you're like, that wasn't the right opinion, but maybe let me get to the next one. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it can make you more chop and changey. So it's gonna be an interesting time. It's also annoying because I want Chelsea to be muddied, but I want Potter to win. So now I'm at a catch-22. Like,
I think Chelsea are about to play in the next 2 years. They're about to play some.
Oh yeah, in 2 years they'll play great
football.
2 years, it's looking peak. I think
You got these change, you know.
the gap between the top 6 teams is gonna look crazy in 2 seasons. Because right now the Prem is super competitive, but I think the way we're all leveling up, obviously all the teams are leveling up, but we obviously have a lot more money than the other teams.
Yeah.
So I think in 2, 3, 4 seasons, there's gonna be a season where it just suddenly we all just go like this. Like we're all just gone. And suddenly everyone below us.
And especially if we're nicking the best managers from the rest.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to organise Brighton the way that Graham did and make them give them top 6 clubs a go? Like, it's going to be difficult.
It's going to look very crazy. It's going to look very crazy. Last thing before we move on from football though, obviously, Europa League, Champions League, that's still going on, isn't it? I don't think they're having a break,
still happening.
This week, a lot of Europa League and Champions League action. They didn't catch anything that made them very surprised. Obviously, before Tuchel got sacked, they lost. They lost to Dynamo Zagreb 1-0 away. Boy,
Disgraceful.
Alba's not looking good, bruv. Hey, you need to rip up that contract and go somewhere else.
Imagine moving for a manager and then the manager gets sacked. Like,
man's done 3 clubs in 9 months. What a joke.
It's looking.
Is it really it's 9 months?
9 months.
Man,
He left Arsenal in January.
Really?
And in that game, obviously it's too early to call, but in that game, and Potter probably will be able to get the best out of him. Got the best out of Welbeck, but in that game, he looked.
Big man said,
no, seriously.
He
said the shots at Welbeck. He didn't do nothing.
No, but Welbeck, and they're like Welbeck before Potter looked like he was done, and then Welbeck with Potter was a useful player. Like he was against you, man, this season and last season, gave you the runabout, and I was like, what?
But that's not hard.
No, but he's a runner. No, but he is like no. I'm backing you. I'm saying that you're saying it's not hard, yeah, but like I feel like we downplay these things. Like you see how Welbeck ran our defense. Yeah, there's not many better runners, strikers that will run your defense in the Premier League.
Stretched,
like Premier League quality strikers. Yeah, are not everyone's a 25, 30 goal a season. But I feel like certain men are just quality strikers, isn't it?
Causing problems.
Professional footballers.
He made Welbeck look sick again. So he could probably do that with Alba. But when obviously Tuchel was there this week, that Dynamo Zagreb game, he looked like the Alba that Arteta was kicking out the club. Do you get it? Like he was just looking about like, yo, what am I?
But I think in his time, innit?
Do you think quick one on Potter? Do you think these big names listen to him?
I think do you know what it is? When you're Chelsea and you're a Chelsea player, and deep how a lot of their careers with Ziyech, Pulisic, flipping.
They're not very good.
Yeah, like Havertz, like your career's been pants.
He can revive you, bro.
Yeah, like so it's either you work with him
or you work against him.
Continue being pants.
Yeah.
Like, and so for
he
me,
can only make you better.
They have to be humble. They have to be humble.
Like,
he will earn their trust, though. He has to earn their trust.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's what Ten Hag had to do. You have to earn trust. You have to earn their trust. No matter what you do, you have to earn their trust.
You have to show I'm a serious guy and I'm here to bring the best out of you. So it'll be interesting. What else happened in the Champions League?
Liverpool got smoked. No, they didn't lose. They got smoked.
Was it 4-1?
4-1. Should have been 8.
3-0 half time.
Liverpool game because it leads on to my last question. Yeah, but obviously we played. Our game was techie, but we just about got through it. 2-1. Like we controlled the game, but kind of similar to you lot, we failed to score. The only difference is they couldn't counter against us as well. So we scored enough 2-1.
I just see, you see the way I see Europa League, yeah? These early stages, friendlies. If we make it past the group, then we start playing.
No, it's not even if. When you make it past the group, yeah.
Because I've heard
just
get
enough points.
I heard they've done the next thing. Like if you finish second, you play the guys that dropped out of the Champions League.
Yeah, but that's always what's happened now.
No, hasn't it been later on, or has it always been?
No, it's always after the group stages. They join. They drop down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that could be techie, but yeah, until the group stages are done, if
Just
we get
get enough
past
points to get out of the group. Man.
Yeah, man.
We lost 1-0, and it is what it was.
But
felt like
this is,
pre-season.
We didn't play
did say
rubbish.
that-
We just didn't finish our chances.
I said this about you guys when you beat us.
What?
In the sense that you will be able to beat any team that tries to play ball against you. Like, as in,
But no, you didn't see our
wasn't
starting
that.
11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's
we played
not-
our second
like, we
team.
didn't
What your team
play
was
rubbish. It was they just didn't finish their dinner. It wasn't like, and it was our second team. Like I'm not. You see that game? Yeah, it's nothing. It's not an indication on.
Yeah, it's not
anything.
indication of anything.
I promise you, it was just a couple. Oh well, here we might as well play. Oh.
I'm waiting to see you play more teams that don't necessarily come out at you, because I think you're very, very good at, and it's obviously tactile. I'm not downplaying it.
Yeah.
You're amazing at hitting teams on the counter.
Kinda,
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
obviously.
when you face low block teams,
obviously.
or they weren't even a low blocking team, but just a team that is not. They're obviously, they've got Silver playing for them. They're more probing in it, so they wait for their moment and they pick it. They're not trying to run at you all the time. And I don't know if you guys have figured out how to play against that yet. So I want to see you back in the Prem, but obviously we're not going to for
Yeah.
a second.
I think it was a training game. I think it was minutes for certain players like Casemiro. I think it was minutes for
Ronaldo.
guys like Maguire, Ronaldo, Elanga. Like, genuinely, that game was just to me, you lot, stretch your legs, show me what you can do. You don't do nothing, you're not playing.
But what Scully
Maguire
saying
can't
is true
be
though.
on
Like, I
anymore.
can't wait to see us against a low block team, because that's always been
the
our
Prem,
issue. In
yeah.
the Prem, it's always been our issue.
Maguire can't keep starting games and you lose them.
Bro, any game he starts, we lose.
Because at this stage, you're
That's
gonna
just
have
crazy.
To, at this stage, you're gonna have to start paying a team to take him.
That's crazy.
Like when it comes to,
I think it was very
transfer
shameful that he came on and took that armband.
window. What do you want to do as the captain, bro?
took it
Just
off.
if
yeah, to the armband when he came on against Arsenal.
He took the armband
he's
and
the captain.
Bruno weren't going off. I think he should have just like
firmed it.
circled.
Yeah.
Like let me just find my
He's the
feet on the
captain.
pitch.
You're embarrassing.
That's it. He's just screaming like, you know when someone's falling off a cliff and they're trying to
You
grab
know,
on.
pure-
Can I ask you, how many games has Maguire played this season in Premier League?
2.
Must be
Three,
two or
three, because including the Arsenal game.
3.
Arsenal, how many yellow cards he's got?
How many?
3.
Oh my god.
And we've been under a threat every time he's on that pitch. He's the worst defender in
Funny
the
guy,
world.
man.
Anyway,
But my last football-based question, as M1 said, Liverpool lost. They got
Smoked.
smoked.
they got smoked.
Yo,
Can they bring it back? Can Liverpool bring it back, bro?
Bring
what back?
Trent was throwing it back. That's all you need to know. Trent Tiana. Tiana Trent, sorry.
they played Napoli. They played Napoli. Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk was doing this.
Virgil van Dijk is not. He's not a serious guy, man. He's not a serious guy. And you know what's jarring here? Everything we told Liverpool about their players is just being proved right to us this season. Like, and you're not. Liverpool fans won't hear the criticisms when they're winning, but when they lose, suddenly they see it and they're like, "Oh, these players are the worst."
Yeah.
But when they win, they'll win 5 games
been
in the
telling
bounce
you.
again, yeah, and they'll be like, "Nah, they're the best in the world." And it's like, you got meet us somewhere in the middle, innit? Like, meet us somewhere in the middle. They got smoked by Napoli, and there was one player, 77. I can't even pronounce his name, so I'm not going to. Bear Case, yeah, Carabao. I can't do the second.
Oh,
one.
he
Number
was on
77.
smoke. I know what you're talking about.
Yo,
Yeah, I forgot his
Bear
name.
Man have told me to like, cause you know I like those sneaky like, international scouting, like who's the player coming up type thing. Guys from Georgia, he's like 19.
Crazy
Like,
baller.
I'm like, yo, you know Georgia? I thought Georgia was a country from Princess Diaries. Do you know that?
Same. Genovia.
Yo, them
Genovia.
ones.
Yeah, it's one of
okay.
them ones.
Oh,
yeah.
man,
Yo,
jeez.
like, all right, let's see what my man's got. That game he was playing against Liverpool was him and the guy who come from Rangers. I forgot his name. Did he come from Rangers or Fulham? No, he come from Fulham.
What's his name?
Begins with
Top of the
A.
mind.
Aguesi. I think it's a
Oh, Anguissa.
Anguissa.
He used to play for Fulham. Yeah, he's
Them
cold.
two was
Smoky.
spinning.
Smoky.
Running the show.
Big Anguissa literally was turning circles.
Yeah, in the middle.
Bro.
Bro.
Some of
Them
the
man were
stuff
like,
he did
them man
was
were like,
scary. Every single
no,
time.
Liverpool got, nah, you need to watch the game. Like, bro, they got smoked.
It
bro.
was so
It was
good to watch.
mad.
Bro, it was like 8 times. 8 times in the game, he was just rotating and then man spinning.
Shabiro,
Scary.
a lot of people won't say it, but Joe Gomez has been shocking.
Do you know
I'm
what's hilarious?
concerned
Do you know what's
about him, you know.
hilarious?
I'm
Do you know what's
concerned about
hilarious?
him.
Last season, yeah, I asked friend of the show, yeah, Liverpool fan, Jude, yeah, I said, Ben White's been good. And he was like, he quite likes Arsenal-ish a little bit. He
Yeah.
likes to pretend he don't. Yeah, he likes to be a hater. But he likes him a
Jude.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Ben White has been good. And I said, honestly, who do you think is better, Joe Gomez or Ben White? He said, don't do that. Joe Gomez, he's probably one of the like, top 5 defenders in the league. I said, nah, he's on a team that won the Champions League and the Premier League, so it inflates how good he actually is.
yeah.
But I don't think he's that guy. Like when he's not in the right team, he's not.
Joe Gomez and Trent, they can't stand next.
Joe Gomez is
This
not even
week-
better than Ake, bro.
Bro, this week,
real?
Joe Gomez looked like a dirty slut, bro. Just opening yash.
Yeah, him and Trent.
Opening yash.
They look like the Claremont twins to the.
Bro.
You know what them two
100.
like remind me of? They just remind me of like two boys that just get detention in school, like together. Like
Bro, Tiana
so
Trump and
bad.
Brittany Renner. That's
Oh,
that's what they're on, bro. Like
nah.
embarrassing. The way them man were just playing it through them, yeah. Horrible.
It
Like
was bad. It was bad.
what do you think Klopp says to them? Like, do you like what does he actually say to them?
I think Klopp can't believe they're this bad. Like I think he probably goes to me, guys, this ain't you. Like
I think he can believe it.
He knows why as well.
He knows why.
I think
Secretly,
it's a
I
PD.
think he wants. He obviously he says signings and that, yeah. But I think he expected this, but I didn't think he expected it to be this bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
Diaz looked like the only player on the pitch that wanted to win
Had
something.
something about him.
And
yeah.
this is why the PED thing. I'm gonna sit on this podcast and say I'm believing it, but I don't care.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy about
I
Liverpool
don't-
taking PEDs.
I
Yeah.
don't care. And I'm sure we've spoken about it before, but I don't care. It has to be true, bro. Because there's no way you can play like this, yeah. This is you normally, yeah. And then next season, these same players, yeah. Mono's 37, he'll be back next year, 38. He'll be running.
Bro, you know what's mad?
Running.
I watched a highlight of United versus Liverpool, yeah, 2020. Hey, they smoked us, yeah. The way they were, but you watch them against Napoli, it's like slow motion.
even breathe.
They can't even get their feet off the ground.
Oh, so what? So what? The asthma just kicking in now. I've got asthma. I'm telling you, that's not how it works, bro. You can't run
About
one year.
60% of their squad have asthma. That's
Oh.
crazy.
That's nuts.
Like, it's not. It's not
Rock
making
and
sense,
roll
bro.
football, where
It's not
come like
making
ballad
sense.
football.
But
Anyway.
yeah, that leads nicely. Onto my last question on football. Yeah, is there any players you've been watching and looking at internationally or nationally in the league that have really impressed you so far?
There's two.
Ooh, M1 said Rodrigo. I think that's.
Yeah, then he got injured. Unfortunate.
You got injured.
You got injured
He's
today.
injured. Rodrigo from Leeds.
Oh no, Rodrigo from
No,
Real.
bro.
Oh, you talking about internationally?
Anywhere, no,
Oh,
from anywhere, from
sorry.
anywhere. It could be
Sorry,
internationally or within.
Sorry,
That
sorry.
Southampton centre back looks very
Oh.
good.
Oh, Bella Kochap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks
Bella
very,
Kochap's
very
been
good.
cold.
Very, very
Cold.
good.
Very good, yeah.
And that Brighton centre mid, I've forgotten his name. Casiedo, was that?
Caicedo.
Yeah.
Quality.
And McAllister. to be fair.
Quality. McAllister, yeah. I thought his name was actually McAllister.
Yeah, it's
I actually thought he was
McAllister.
Scottish. I thought it was actually Scottish, yeah.
Yeah.
And I found out his name is actually Mac. Like Mac space Alistair. I was like, what? Like,
Okay, who for you?
sick.
I don't have one.
Oh.
So yeah, I can't think of one. right
Internationally, I can't lie. I'm just gonna say Haaland.
now. I would say Haaland as well.
Because
I
he's
didn't want to
coming.
say it's
Yeah,
too
it's too easy.
It's
but-
9
But
goals
this
in
is-
August.
we need
is
to be
crazy.
mentioning
He's
him
got
though,
10,
because the
innit?
fact that it's too easy.
Nah, in August.
He's making it look that easy.
Yeah, we've already just like, oh, yeah.
He's smashing the record this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because,
100%.
because he done a quarter of the goals and we're not a quarter of the way through. the
He's
season.
not going to the World Cup.
He's not even unpacked his bag for the year. He's still like,
Yeah, he's still actually putting up like pictures in his flat.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
like,
he
you know
got
when
to
your
that
stuff,
point, yeah.
like your boxes are still there in your apartment.
Like his furniture ain't arrived yet. He's still
Yeah,
sitting on deck chairs
100%.
at
Bro,
home.
he's still wearing Crocs on the high street.
I promise you. He's on the high street. Like, he
Bro,
ain't got nothing at home. He's
Nah,
just
when I see
on
that
the
video of
mains,
him
bro.
walking down the high street, they're shouting at him. I said,
They love me.
yeah, I said, and yeah, it's up end. He's in
He said, don't worry, they love me.
I said, yo, he's
this guy's
bringing the
on
essence back.
smoke.
He's bringing the essence
Man's
back.
walking
This
through
is
the
what we
up
need.
end.
Oh my
He
days.
said, no security. He said, don't worry, they love me. I said, yeah.
Do you know? They do love him.
Yeah, they have to. You have to respect it, man.
respect
You have
it,
to
you have to
respect
respect
it.
Best striker in the world.
Right
No.
now on form.
Who then?
Right now, it's between him and Lewandowski. Right now, on form.
Lewandowski, bro. I'm
Them
sorry.
two,
Until that
between
guy
them two.
I need
retires,
to see him.
That guy is a
hat-trick he got
criminal.
the other day was
Who would you
mad.
rather have in your team though?
right now.
he's peak at Barcelona right now.
Who?
Yeah.
Lewandowski, right?
He is, yeah.
Oh, he's peak.
Who would you rather have in your team?
Dembele, yo, Dembele though.
Oh,
When I'm
Dembele's
shouting
good.
at players.
Wait,
Oh
Dembele-
my gosh, the
Answer that question
assist.
though. Answer that question though.
Who
Who'd you rather have in your team?
team?
Haaland, just because he's younger.
And don't, no,
I don't
aside
know.
from age, I'm just saying a
Oh,
player.
as a player, Lewandowski. Come on, he does the goals and he's the better footballer.
I would have
He
loved
might
to see
be,
him in
you
the
know.
Premier
He
League.
might
you
be.
know.
He does the
That
goal
would've
thing.
been
It
beautiful.
might be
If
Lewandowski.
I saw him in the Prem, then I could.
Yeah.
It's
Haaland-
Haaland.
Haaland didn't outscore Lewandowski in the Bundesliga.
That's
So
true. That's
Yeah, but
true.
still.
But he kept on getting injured, didn't he?
who?
Haaland, he did.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look at Lewandowski, to be fair. Just
Did he?
before the UCL finals last year. No,
Yeah, but
And he's taking his team.
Tight.
Anyway,
I actually
hey,
don't know. I actually don't know.
Hey, Chavi, he's a winner as well. He wins almost everything.
And he loves to win. He loves to win.
They should have got Lewandowski.
Lewandowski's a serious guy, man.
100%. He's very
Sorry,
serious.
man. It's too serious.
Dembele, the recapturing of form, the resurgence of Ousmane Dembele.
He's a footballer.
Is he popping?
See my boy?
Yeah.
It's
Did he get all the
You see
assists in the
Dembele,
Champions
you know 2 years ago when everybody had stocks, and then the market crashed, and your stocks are just sat on your apps.
It was
trading
Fortnite,
2 on
man.
2,
It was
yeah,
Fortnite,
trade,
man.
yeah.
Killed him.
That's me and Dembele. Yeah, I had Dembele stocks. I said, this guy, he better than Pepe, man.
Yeah.
He's a footballer.
Pure
He's a
footballer. And then he just wanted to do the Fortnite thing, Red Bull thing, unserious. I was like, yo, maybe I got it wrong, man. Like, this guy might be whack, bro.
But he's getting it back.
No,
This
he's
season, I
getting
don't
it
know
back in
what's
blood.
happened, I don't know what's
Him
happened.
and
Wasn't
Neymar.
it last
Bro,
season as well? Did
Bro,
he
him
play
and
last
Neymar.
season?
All right, but I think it's the fact that Barca wanted to kick him out. I think Barca, because they wanted to kick him out of the club that bad, and then I think he would have gone, but when he clocked no other team wanted to pay for him because he's not doing enough, he said, wait, hold on. What, do you not know who I am? Like,
He renewed
do you
his
not know
contract,
who I am?
and that was it.
He took the pay cut. He said, all right, this year I'm going to show man who I am.
Nah, him and Neymar have realised they're footballers again.
Moving dark. They're both moving so
Very
so
As in
dark.
stats and performance.
Yeah.
Bro,
I
eye
used to look at
test,
him, I used to look at him.
statistics, whatever it is, they're both
Nah,
moving
Dembele's
dark.
moving wicked.
Crazy.
Barcelona might do a mad thing this season.
They might do, you know.
As well.
Huh?
Neymar's tracking back this season as well. He's actually
Yeah,
He's a
Neymar's doing it
footballer.
all, man. He's doing it all.
He's doing more than Messi.
doing it all.
He's doing more than Mbappe.
I don't know, because I see Messi the other day
No,
playing
Messi's
centre
doing-
mid. I see him playing 8. I said, yo.
Messi's doing a little
I
bit
said,
as well.
these two are running it back. They said they want to take it. Listen,
let's move
yeah,
on.
me and Alex talk. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League. He
Yeah,
does. Scary.
I think
Arsenal
PSG
or
can win
PSG?
it, you know.
You think they will?
I think they can.
I don't think they got that dog in them.
What
But
about Bayern, man? I think Bayern could do a thing.
Nah, they're missing Lewandowski's goals. They've drawn their last 3 games, man. They need to get
I
it
don't think
together.
they got the dog either.
Yeah.
I
Lewandowski was
want
the
to
key.
shout out Relic. Relic's not here today, and he was obsessed with Mudryk when we were linked to him as Arsenal, off like watching 1-2 games and comps and that. And I was like, I don't know, man. I need to see it more. That game he played against Chelsea, and then it wasn't even him that played against Chelsea. I see him somewhere playing the either CL Europa League. This week he got a goal and assist. I said, yo, this kid might be real
understand
deal.
it, yeah.
Like he might be real deal. He's cold. Obviously, the guy from Napoli and Anguissa, them two. Yeah, a lot of people impressing me.